Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi my loves, it's Destin.Choice and you're watching Choice TV. I wanted to get on here really quickly and I wanted to speak about a lot of the wildfire. And let me just start by saying that I'm very grateful for everybody that reached out to me asking if I was okay, wanted to know if I was fine and how I was dealing with the fires. Luckily for me, I'm not in Los Angeles, California right now. I'm literally in Africa, so I'm just living my life over here. But luckily, from what I've been told, my area is fine. I live in an area called downtown Koreatown area, and I'm fine. You know, I'm in a good area. My building is fine. My area is fine. And you just mostly just see smoke in the fire and in the air, and you mostly just see bad air quality. So a lot of people have been wearing masks in Los Angeles. A lot of people have lost their homes, and a lot of people are struggling. But a lot of the fires mostly hit the suburbs. So like where a lot of the famous people live, where a lot of the wealthy people live, and where some middle class people live. So areas such as Pasadena, Calabasas, you know, those kind of areas. Hence why in the media you guys are hearing about Paris Hilton and Janae Aiko and the Kardashians being affected and a lot of wealthy people being affected because they all live in the hills right outside the city. So the city of Los Angeles, where like the Hollywood sign is and the stars and the center and the city center, like a lot of those areas are fine. It's mostly the suburbs, but everybody has been affected because you can see the fires in the mountains, you can see the fires in the hiking trails, and it's just been really bad. On top of that, many people have been suspecting that there have been a lot of anarchists who are literally arsoning this shit, like literally setting these fires on their own, trying to escalate things even more. You've seen videos go viral of people trying to do weird shit to escalate the fires.
We brought this video to you yesterday. As you can see, that man who was holding a blowtorch was walking around a neighborhood when neighbors did approach him. This is, of course, over in Los Angeles County, and it appeared that he was trying to light different materials on fire. Eventually, all the neighbors show up, they take him to the ground, and then they do take him into custody as police arrive there. Now, we do know that he was arrested. However, he has not been charged in connection with any arsons at last check.
For those of y'all who don't live in Los Angeles or live in California, this kind of stuff is normal. It's not good, but it's normal. It's normal to literally be driving down the highway and to see the fucking sky burst into fucking flames because somebody just set a fucking fire in downtown LA. It's normal to just walk down the street and see crackhead Bobby and crackhead Billy start a fire in the fucking trash can. That's normal. And the reason it's normal is because, I hate to say it, there's something in our water, but there's some crazy ass people that live in Southern California. And I hate to break it to y'all, but seeing these people lose their homes, seeing all the chaos, seeing a lot of entertainers lose their property, seeing a lot of people just go homeless and LA be in shambles, and seeing that a lot of these damages are going to cost the city damn near $1 billion or millions of dollars, it's stuff like this that kind of validates why I'm probably going to get the fuck out of LA. Now, I've been in LA for many, many years because I am in the entertainment industry and I love Los Angeles for what it has to offer, the city of angels, and I recommend everybody visit it at least once in their life. There's a lot of opportunities there, a lot of networking. We have the best weather in the world. And even though Los Angeles is a crazy place and there is a lot of demonic forces and day parties and all types of crazy ass debauchery that goes on, Los Angeles is one of a kind, and it's the one city where no matter where you go, a lot of people don't judge you based off of what you wear, what you look like, and what you do for work. People are just very progressive and open-minded, and it's just the one city where even though you spend a lot of money to live there, you will be able to meet anybody in the fucking world. One minute you could literally just be partying, having a good time, and the next minute you're literally standing right across from Willow Smith smoking a cigarette. One minute you could literally just be playing chess at a fucking bar. The next minute, Issa Rae is right behind you telling you that she loves your jacket. It's just little stuff like that that can honestly happen. One minute you're in LA struggling, the next minute you can literally start a random business from the ground up and thrive. Kind of like New York City. You know, there's just a lot of really amazing things that come with living in a big city. However, I'm probably going to have to get the fuck out of Los Angeles very, very soon because the city is doo-doo mixed with shit. Now, LA has always been a lot, but the thing about a place like Los Angeles is you pay to live in an expensive ass city because of the opportunities that come with it. Kind of like New York. Like, well, a lot of y'all who live in New York, you pay to live in New York. That's why you tolerate living in a box ass apartment with roaches and rats everywhere, because you're paying to be in a great city. But Los Angeles has completely gone downhill, and unless you have a ridiculous amount of money, you're not going to be that comfortable in Los Angeles. For one, it doesn't feel good to walk down the street and see crackhead Bobby and Billy setting fires and trash cans and shit. And it doesn't feel good for me walking outside my apartment and seeing hookers running around my block. Like, I'd be literally walking down the street or I remember I went to the fucking like laundromat real quick to like fucking fill up my water, right? Because my laundromat has like a water dispenser. And I remember there was literally hookers wearing panties and bras and shit walking inside the laundromat because they was looking for somewhere to pee. And I think to myself, bitch, ain't this a fucking regular ass residential community? Why the fuck am I paying $2,000? Yes, I paid $2,280 a month to live in Los Angeles, and I see hookers walking outside my apartment. Now, granted, I got a pretty good price for my apartment. Like, when I first moved in, I was charged $20.95 for a 2-bedroom apartment. I live alone in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's 2 stories. I have a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's a 1980s vintage apartment. I have a lot of space upstairs and downstairs. And essentially, I have a parking garage, and I have a shared washer and dryer in the parking garage. So I got a pretty good deal because most people are paying like $2,500 for something close to it. Some people are paying $2,500 for a 1-bedroom, and that's literally normal. If you want washer and dryer and parking or a fridge, yes, a fridge, you're gonna have to pay at least $2,500 a month for an apartment. Now, the first thing I think to myself is this shit really worth it? You see these wildfires, you see all this chaos happening, you see everything happening where people are being caught up in this in arson and setting these fires and shit, and you see these homeless tents everywhere. You ask yourself, is it really worth it? Even though Los Angeles is a great city, it really pisses me off how I see all these homeless people on my fucking block. Like, for example, it's normal to walk around Los Angeles and to see all these tents everywhere. We literally have an area in LA that's for the homeless people called Skid Row.
This is Skid Row, one of the most dangerous places in Los Angeles, and definitely one of the most sketchy places I've ever been to.
Watch at home, 2008 silver medalist Kim Glass was seen with a bruised, swollen shut eye and a bloody nose, giving her account on social media of what happened to her just this past Saturday in Los Angeles. Take a look. The 6'3" athlete was leaving a restaurant with her friend when she noticed a man, she says, seemed like he was acting crazy and strange and what she called had hateful eyes. The Sports Illustrated model says she was about to just tell her friend she thought there was something wrong with him and that he might hit a car. Then here's what she says happened next.
This homeless man ran up. He had something in his hand he was on the other side of the car in the street. And he just looked at me with some pretty hateful eyes. And as I turned to go tell my friend, I think something's wrong with him and I think he's gonna hit a car. Before I knew it, a big metal bolt, pipe, hit me right here. It happened so fast. He literally flung it from the street.
Oh, you can see her injuries right there.
It's filled with 5,000 tents of homeless people. It has disgusting vibes. It smells like shit and piss. And when you walk down the street, you have to holding your fucking breath or else you're gonna fucking pass out by how fucking stank the streets are. It's filthy. It's disgusting. And then guess what? You walk maybe 30 minutes and guess what? Or you drive 7 minutes and there's luxury apartments for $3,000 a month. This is a city where you don't want to move here or live here unless you got a job lined up or you got family and ties that keep you here. If you're from Los Angeles, California, it makes sense to stay there. If you have a job lined up and you're pursuing an industry, it makes sense. But if you're just coming to Los Angeles on a whim, I just want to pursue podcasting, bitch, you can pursue that in your little small ass town where nobody has ever fucking heard of it. Same thing where, I've met people that said, oh yeah, I just came here to pursue YouTube and stuff. Bitch, why? Go back home. This city is not for people who just want to just take a leap of faith and just try something new. This city is a very competitive city, and the jobs don't pay well unless you are in a big, high industry. Our minimum wage may be $15 an hour, but it does not match the cost of living. Like I said, on average, you're going to pay $2,500 for a 1-bedroom. If you are lucky, you can find a studio for $1,700, $1,700 if you're lucky. And guess what? Most cases, it's not going to come with utilities. You're not going to live in the nicest, freshest building. And you're probably not going to be able to afford to go out to eat or go out for drinks every other weekend. You're going to be living and working paycheck to paycheck if you want to live alone. So everybody in Los Angeles has roommates. Everybody in Los Angeles is living up under each other. It's also very common to literally live in Los Angeles, and a lot of these Instagram models who you see on Instagram who are taking ass pics and making so much money from endorsements, a lot of them be like 7, 8, 9 motherfuckers to one apartment. Some of them are literally living in couches. It'd be like 4 people in one living room, living in garages and shit because they can't afford it, but on social media it looks like they're living the fucking high life and the good life. Los Angeles is a place where unless you have a shit ton of money, you're not going to be comfortable. Los Angeles is a place where unless you make at least $70,000 a year, you're not going to live a good life. That's why there's a lot of people in Los Angeles who are in toxic relationships, who are doing something strange for some change, and that's why you hear about those Me Too stories. You know, a lot of times, I'm not going to lie, I hate to say it, you know, when I hear these Me Too stories, a lot of these women who talk about pursuing Harvey Weinstein or going in that hotel room Harvey Weinstein, a lot of these women were waiting tables in LA and got told by Harvey Weinstein, you know, if you come in my hotel room and do this, that, and the third, you know, I'll give you an opportunity. And a lot of these women were for it. Now, some of these women obviously were abused and mistreated. Of course, that definitely happens. But there were some women that were for it, where they were like, okay, you know, why not? Like, I'll give you a little tug and rub, you know, like under the table or like in your bed sheets. Why not? You know, if that'll help me get out of my fucking shitty ass situation with my roommates. You know, I'll do what I have to do to be able to support myself. And that's what people do. Like, I literally knew a guy in Los Angeles who was a model. Very good looking guy, super muscular, very handsome guy, right? And he told me he came to LA to pursue modeling. And he told me that he was really desperate to like get his foot off the ground and network. And he was essentially kissing the ass of like a network executive. He knew a network executive who was much older, kissing his ass, being extra nice. Like, yeah, like I'm a model. Like, you know, I just want to get my career off the ground and build something here in network. This network executive essentially told him, okay, cool, you know, let's go on a couple dates, you know, we should hang out and stuff. Essentially, this network executive got him alone and said to him, I don't mind like helping you out. Like, I can get you in this commercial, you know, if you want, but if you like, you know, suck my dick, like, I can get you in. This grown-ass man sucked another grown-ass man's dick. He admitted this to me, that he sucked another grown-ass man's dick just to fucking get into a commercial. And guess what? He got ghosted. You know, a lot of these males and young women and young men going to these parties, hoeing, doing crazy shit. People doing weird shit like selling their soul to get a TV show or selling their soul just to get in with the right people or doing evil shit just to get into the entertainment industry. Is because it's expensive to live there. That's why a lot of people be kissing the asses of mainstream entertainers and celebrities and shit, because they think these entertainers are gonna put them on and get them on. That's why Harvey Weinstein became the monster that he became, because there were people around him that let him become that monster. Because first of all, LA is fucking expensive. Most people cannot afford to live in LA. So a lot of them are stacked up with roommates, and everybody just wants a chance to just thrive and make more money. Everybody in LA is concerned about making money because it's not easy to live there. And if you want to live nice, you have to spend an arm and a leg or have a good high-paying job or be on governmental assistance. So, like I said, it doesn't feel good to have to spend $2,000 a month to live alone and to see crackheads setting fires in trash cans, seeing how fucked up the air quality is, but the only benefit I get is, okay, yeah, I have some great memories and some great connections here, but at least I live in LA. That does not feel good to say. You know what I mean? LA has become a cesspool of just people who just want to, you know, say they live in LA. Like, a common thing in LA is it's very difficult to make a lot of genuine bonds sometimes, because everybody is so driven by money, money, money. How can I get this? How can I get that? How can I make more money? Because everybody is struggling in LA. Like, there's instances where you'll talk to people in LA, and if you tell them like, oh, bitch, I work at Popeyes, or I work at Kinko's, or I work at Blockbuster or some shit, they won't even be interested in the conversation. They'll be like, oh yeah, oh cool, yeah, nice. And they'll want to cut the conversation short. Like, I've had people literally, like, I remember, like, I don't even outright tell people what I do for work ever since I have lived in LA. Like, I'll just tell people, like, oh yeah, like, I just work with, like, cameras and stuff. And they'll be like, oh, cameras, like, what kind of cameras? Like, are you, like, casting director? Like, what do you, like, do? You know, It's just everybody just looking for their next meal ticket because everybody's trying to find a way to maneuver. And that's okay. You know, it's okay to network and to build relationships. That's what living in a big city is all about. Life is about networking sometimes. But it just gets draining sometimes because you live in a big city and you can't even fully enjoy it because everybody seems to always want something. Even though Los Angeles is a great city to build and to fucking elevate in, you don't have to be there anymore. You know, there's people who feel like they have to go to Los Angeles. Like even me, like at one point when I first moved there, like I thought I had to be there. But with the way the internet is going, you don't have to be anywhere. You could literally be in your tiny ass town and you could build where you are. We have resources like, well, I'm not going to say TikTok because y'all know what's happening with TikTok. And we have resources like Instagram and we have resources like YouTube where you can build a platform, build an audience, create a website, create an LLC, and you can invite customers to you and build an audience like that. You don't have to live in New York City. You don't have to live in DC. You don't have to live in a big city. You can use the internet, leverage it to your advantage, and people will come to you and support you. You can build a community. You know what I mean? There's people who back in the 90s and 80s and the 70s, they had to be in Los Angeles. They had to be in New York because they had to build a network to get their name out there. You can get your name out there, even you, if you sell a product or have a business by just simply picking up your fucking phone and just posting it online. And if it goes viral or enough people see it, you'll get enough customers. So even though I do appreciate Los Angeles and I do appreciate the opportunity that have been handed to me living there, and I do appreciate the network that I've built there, it does kind of frustrate me a little bit when I see that they're giving out $700 to those who are literally affected by the fires. And a lot of this is because a lot of our fucking tax dollars aren't being used to mitigate and figure out why the fuck these fires keep popping up. And this is an unpopular opinion to a lot of people, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think a lot of these fires are a result of climate change. I'm sure some of them are, right? But I feel like most of these fires are being started. I don't know. Like I feel like there's some big ass fucking man in the sky. Listen, if there's something happened to me, you already know. There's something happened to me. I feel like there's some big ass man in the sky with a fucking big ass laser, probably just setting these fucking fires to probably lower the property value, scare people away, create chaos, or find a reason to raise taxes even more. When stuff like this happens in Los Angeles, when natural disasters like this happen, it leads to them raising taxes on everybody. Like they raise the prices of stuff. Like, oh, like there's times where you literally will go to restaurants and establishments and there's literally like a little, like, you know how when you see gratuity or taxes added, there's some places where they'll literally add climate change tax to your fucking bill. There's places where if you live in Los Angeles, they'll add LA County tax just because you fucking live in LA. So not even sales tax, right? But they'll add a special little LA County tax. Then you go places in Los Angeles, you spend a ridiculous amount of money to fucking try to hustle, live there, and then eventually you want to buy a car, right? You go to some dealerships in Los Angeles and they will literally say, oh, well, since it's LA, we have to add obviously like an LA charge. Like I remember one time I went to a dealership one time, just shopping for a car just in case I ever wanted to get one. Like not really serious, but just seeing. I remember the dealership literally said to me, I literally went outside the county. I literally left the city of LA, went to a whole other suburb right outside LA, and he saw my ID and he said, oh, you live in LA? Well, we have to add that extra tax because you live in LA. Bitch, what? You have to add an extra tax because I fucking live 40 minutes north? What? So it's little stuff like that that makes me think to myself, I love what LA is. I love what it's about. I love that it has so many opportunities, and I love that there's so much culture there. But bitch, I can get all that shit online. I could literally watch all that culture. I could fucking watch the movies online. I could literally get culture opportunities, and I could literally build all that shit on the internet. Like I could literally fucking go to a whole, like if I want culture and diversity and nice weather, bitch, I'll come to Africa. Africa literally has all the fucking things that I could fucking want. Like, I'm in fucking Morocco right now, and they got the exact same weather as Los Angeles, and I could fucking work remotely and live here. And that's the thing. People in Los Angeles who live in Southern California, especially Californians as a whole, they'll sit up here and say, oh, well, California, we have hot springs where you can get fresh water, and we have the mountains, and we have snow, and we have the beach. Bitch, when was the last time you went to the beach? When was the last time you went to the fucking mountains? When was the last time you went to the fucking hot springs to get fresh water? When was the last time? When was the last time you went here? When was the last time you went to the desert? People who brag about all these things California has to offer will always forget that they don't have the money or the means or the time to sacrifice to go view a lot of these amenities that our tax dollars is paying the fund and to trim and to keep these forests looking amazing and keep these trees looking good. You don't have the money or the means to go to the beach. I've been to the beach probably like 3 times since like in the past fucking 4 years. I've been to the beach maybe 3 to 5 times, maybe 8, right? If I'm lucky, like maybe 8. But I haven't been to the beach in like the past 4 years, anything more than 8 times. Like, yeah, I can just drive to the beach or just take a bus to the beach, but do I really have the means to enjoy it every fucking day? Do I have the money to afford to live right by the beach? I don't. Most people who brag and big up LA or big up Southern California, they don't. So what the fuck am I paying for, bitch? Bitch, I'll just fucking go to Texas and pay that fucking $900 rent. They got $900 rent in Texas, and I could like fucking just start fresh and get a big ass house and live comfortably over there. Granted, there are a lot of opportunities, and in California you can make a lot of money, but in this day and age, is it worth living in a big city? Like some of y'all who live in New York City, some of y'all will literally boast about the fact that you live in one of the best cities in the world, but can you afford to like go out to eat every fucking week? That's all for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, that's that. Troyce out this bitch. Why don't we fall in love? There's so many reasons. It's the only thing that matters to me. There's so many reasons. It takes such a load off to let you know that you're the only one I will ever want to go. Think I never did know what to do. A love I never felt, now I feel for you. Why don't I just swallow each and every ounce of my pride? Everything you do, I want to feel again. Ain't no use for us to pretend, 'cause why can't we, why can't we, why can't we, why can't we fall in love? That's all you get for free. Thanks for watching, y'all. Follow me on Instagram.